Hey guys, welcome to HellaFit. This is going to be class 1. Let's begin. We're going to start off with a warm-up today. We're going to go through what we call dynamic range of motion. Dynamic chest. What we're looking for here is that the arms go all the way out and all the way back and cross over your body as much as possible. So you're giving yourselves a hug because we love each other. Yes? No? Yeah, we totally do. All right, and we're going to transition to going up and down with dynamic shoulders. What we're looking for here is that the arm passes behind the ear and way behind the body each and every time. Ideally, arms stay locked. Good, John. The entire time, obviously, we need you guys breathing. Big breaths in, big breaths out. There you go. Sweet. Let's get some twist and pivot. Now we're going to move away from the shoulders, move down into the torso and the core a little bit. Good. What these guys are trying to do right now is turn all the way around each and every time. Opening up the spine. Maybe you'll get some snap, crackle, pop in the low back, mid back, up back. You're going to feel your hips open up a little bit. We're obviously shifting weight. The weight goes to the foot that you're turning towards, the toe up in the rear foot. Good. You might get a little dizzy, in which case, slow down. Right? From here, we're going to go the invisible hula hoop. So you're going to place your hands on your hips. You're going to give us the biggest circles that you can while keeping the legs as straight as possible here. Pushing the hips forward, to the side, all the way back, all the way to the other side, all the way forward again. We're going to go about 10 in one direction, then we're going to switch sides. Nice. Keep the back straight as much as possible through all of this stuff. Good. And we're still breathing, still keeping the feet completely flat. Go ahead and reverse. Switch directions, switch circles. Paying attention to how your body's feeling today. Are your glutes tight? Are your hamstrings tight? How's your back feeling? How are your legs? Nice. Cool, and boxer shuffle. The boxer shuffle is simply a way to shake things out. You're trying to get loose. Think of like, what does a boxer look like? Where are your hands? Where are your hands? Where are your hands? There you go. There you go. Right? You can twist, you can do circles, left, right, so on and so forth. One leg at a time, blah, blah, blah. But get loose. Getting rid of any and all tension in the body. And relax. Cool. From here, we're going to go with what we call dynamic kicks. Now, these guys are going to try to do it in place. It's very difficult in place. If you can, we'd prefer that you get up against the wall where you can support yourself. But we'll see what we can do today. Cool? So let's start with the right foot. We're going to oscillate that right foot forward and back with an emphasis on kicking up and forward while maintaining good posture. Nice, guys. Good balance. Cool. And switch sides. Paul, can you step back and face this direction so they can see? Making sure you're breathing here as well. There you go. Hopefully you have as much balance as Blair over here. Might be those Converse Chuck Taylors that are keeping her steady. Great workout shoe. Cool. And then we're going to reverse that. Instead of emphasizing the kick forward, we're going to emphasize the kick backwards now. You're going to try to let your leg bend, kick yourself in the back of the head. Shouldn't be able to happen, but that's what we're going for. Letting the leg kick back, let the knee bend as much as it wants to, keeping the chest upright, keeping the spine in line. And then obviously trying to keep that balance there as well. Nice, Paul. Cool. And relax. Boxer shuffle one more time. Get loose. You guys feeling warm?
Woo! Yeah.
Sweet. All right. We're going to move into our next piece here. Our goal, like we were saying before, is good posture. In good posture, we need your midline, or the line that runs through the posture, to stay as strong as possible. So one way we work on the strength and the, and the success of all that stuff is by working on what we call a plank. And we do planks as the top of the push-up. So these guys are all going to get on the ground here. Feet all the way back. There you go. Starting in a laying down position. They're getting the balls of the feet on the ground. They're going to push up and they're going to lock out. Go ahead. Cool. As you guys can see, we have arms that are locked out. The shoulder is directly over the wrist, and that would come from both directions. So you can also see the shoulder directly over the wrist, right? We're also looking for the shoulders to be locked out as much as possible. So you're thinking of taking the shoulder blades and spreading them apart. Your chest is lifting away from the ground, and the ear runs in line with the shoulder, the middle of the rib cage, the hip, the knee, and the ankle. Although you're holding a position here, we don't want you holding your breath. So slow, shallow breathing here. The legs are locked. The glutes are tight. You're squeezing them in. You're pulling your rib cage away from the ground. You're spreading the shoulder blades apart, and you're keeping your arms locked. There you go. Something that might help some people here. You might feel a difference. You might not. Spread your fingers apart as much as you can. There you go. Cool, and we'll break. So you can lay down, you can come up on your knees, you can shake it out a little bit, whatever you need to do, right? It's going to be challenging at first. Our goal with you through this entire HellaFit series is to get you better and not have to worry about shaking or not being able to go the full minute the entire time. We're going to build up nice and slowly, and then by the end you should be kicking ass the entire time. Cool? Here we go with the next full minute, starting in 3, 2, 1, and back up. We're locking it out this way. Cool. Making sure the glutes stay down the entire time. Again, shoulder blades are ripping apart. You're lifting your chest away from the ground. You're locking out those arms, spreading those fingers as much as possible. Good. And keeping the head neutral. We're not dropping the chin. Sarah, drop your chin. You guys see how we lose some posture here. We want to bring the chin back up, the ear back in line with everything, right? But we're also not cranking our chins up. Blair, can you crank your chin up, right? You are candy caning your spine right here. Not good, right? So back to neutral, awesome, right? It's almost like you're trying to extend the crown of your skull away as much as you can. Again, go through the checklist. Are your legs locked? Are your glutes tight? Are your ribs away from the ground? Are your abs on? Are the shoulder blades apart? Are the arms locked? And relax. Nice work, guys. We got one more left, right? Why 3? Because all cool things come in 3. I'm not going to give you examples. Just trust me on that. Science. Yeah. Regain your sanity. Breathe. Shake it out. Let it relax. We'll go again in 5 seconds. Here we go. 2, 1, and back up for the last plank of the day. 3 planks today, keep the doctor away. I just made that up. Shoulder blades apart. Legs are locked. Glutes are squeezing. Pinch the penny. We're not going to show you that, but I'm sure you get a visual representation in your head already. Shoulder blades apart, abs on. Get the abs tight. Imagine if somebody came up to you and went, wow. No one's going to do that, hopefully, but you would be prepared because your abs are on. The glutes are down, the fingers are spread. Shoulder blades are apart as much as possible. Push, 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 push. Good. Locking those legs, squeezing those glutes down. Keep it up. Still breathing. 5 more seconds, guys. You got this. You all got it. And relax. Very nice job. Come up, shake it out. Go through whatever dynamic range of motion you feel is necessary right now. So you guys feel plenty warm now. We went through a bunch of dynamic range of motion, which hits not only the musculature, but a lot of the joints as well, right? Again, snap, crackle, pop is okay as long as it's not accompanied by pain, right? After we did that, we brought tension throughout the muscle as well, and returned them back on by holding those planks for 3 sets of 1-minute intervals. Now, we're gonna go into some more exercise. Cool. All right, guys, today our workout is going to be for 12 minutes, so you're gonna grab a timer or a clock or whatever, set it to 12 minutes. You're gonna go in 30-second intervals. The first interval is gonna be squats. The second interval, you're gonna go with push-ups. The third interval, you're gonna be sit-ups. The last interval is gonna be full-on rest for you. During these intervals, your goal is to move as quickly, but as best as possible through these movements. So, movement number 1, we're gonna look for the basic squat. In CrossFit, we might call it the air squat, but for us, when we say squat, we just mean all body weight, you standing up, sitting down, standing back up. Cool? So, I'm gonna take my group here. They're gonna follow along with me. They're starting in great standing positions. If you guys notice, their feet are in shoulder width, about distance apart from each other. And when we say that, we're talking about where are your heels in relation to your shoulders, right? Should be perfectly straight if you have a mirror in front of you, right? So the toes might be forward, they might be out a little bit. That's fine, as long as you don't look like a duck. We're all good. From here, from the standing position, I want you to focus on 3 things. Number 1, you're gonna keep your feet flat. Number 2, we're gonna go hips back. Can you guys show me hips back real quick? It's very, very subtle, right? Finally, they're gonna keep descending. Now that the hips are back, you're gonna let your legs break, your hips continue going all the way down as low as you can. Notice their arms are up. Why do we have our arms up here? For balance, right? Also, if we raise the hands up as much as we can, we really make sure that the low back, the upper back, the mid back, they all stay on. You guys see how strong these postures here look, right? If they drop their arms, most likely we're gonna lose a lot of posture. Head, shoulders, back, right? We don't want that. We don't want you sore here, right? If you guys also notice as well, we're getting the hips well below the knee. Why do we squat so deep? Because full range of motion is healthy range of motion. And stand. Cool. All right. That's going to be our squat today. Can you guys demo 3 more on my count? Ready? Down. As low as possible with the flattest back as possible. Up. Good. And locking everything out. The knees are locked. The glutes are tucked under the body. Your abs are on. Your chest is big. Down. Up. Down. Up. And down. So as you guys see, they're adopting all these different things. Ladies here have their hands apart. John has got his hands together, but he's still keeping his back straight. Same with Paul. He's keeping his arms extended and his hands together. Keeps his back straight and stand. Very nice, guys. Shake it out. Cool. Next up, the push-up. We're going to go back to that plank that we learned a second ago, and we're going to use that as our starting position. So let's plank it out, guys. All right, so the shoulder is directly over the wrist. The body is in a straight line from ear through the shoulder, through the rib cage, through the hip, the knee, the middle of the foot. Today, John's going to show you our modifications or our scaling options as far as making it a little easier for those who don't quite have the strength levels that are necessary for the full motion, right? The other three here today, Sarah, Paul, and Blair, will be doing the full motion. Cool. From here, from the top of the plank, we want you to descend all the way down so that your chest and your thighs are actually on the ground. In this bottom position, if you guys at home right now see these lines, we've got a forearm that is as vertical as possible. We want that to apply the greatest amount of force back down to the ground, because when I say up, these guys are going to try to hold that plank the entire time, a line through their body, and they're going to push all the way up. Go! Until they're back into that plank, right? Down. Notice the chest travels forward just a bit to keep that forearm vertical. Back up, down, up, down. And if you guys check out John over here, we're modifying the load at first, but still getting him to move all the way through the motion. John's going to bend at the knee, and he's going to do a push-up from here. Up. After he finishes the push-up on his knees, he's going to take his knees off the ground to return back into that plank that we started in. Back down. And simply on the way down, you guys notice how so far these guys haven't controlled it. They just come down to the ground, right? We don't need to work there if we don't have to. Back up and back down. One more. Back up. Sweet. Take a break. Nice work, guys. Next up, we have the sit-up. These guys are going to transition onto their backs. In our sit-up position, what we're going to look for are 5 points of contact. These 5 points of contact: heel, heel, hips and or butt, shoulders, and your head, right? We've got all 5 things lined up right here. I want the heels as close to the butt as possible, and then you're going to give some width to your feet so you have a good base of support here, right? Again, John is going to show you the modified version today, but again, watch these 3 if you want to see what the full motion should look like. Our standard for the sit-up today is going to be that your shoulders and your head are on the ground all the way, and it's going to end by getting your chest to physically touch some part of your thigh, right? So I want you guys to start with your hands behind your head. John, you're going to cross your arms like this. There you go. Hands over your shoulders, elbows out. If you watch these 3, their range is going to be completed by them throwing their hands up and forward, crunching and engaging the abs until they come all the way up, their torsos hit their thighs. You guys ready?
Yeah.
Ready.
Up. All the way there. So, again, full closure of the hip. Down. If you guys are scaling today, all we're going to look for is that the elbow then touches some part of the thigh. It's going to feel more like a crunch, but that's what you might need now, right? Everybody, up, down, up, down, up, down. Obviously, we don't want to hold your breath the entire time as well. We breathe out when you hit the top of the motion, thigh hits the chest. Ready? Up, down, up, and down. We don't need to hold the top position. I'm simply showing you so you guys can see the shapes that are involved with this motion. Okay, so today's workout is going to be 30 seconds of squats, as many as you can, 30 seconds of push-ups, as many as you can, 30 seconds of sit-ups, as much as you can, 30 seconds to rest, move around, shake it out. You're going to repeat that for 12 full minutes. Cool? We will begin in 10 seconds. Again, keep your eyes on John if you need some modifications. 2, 1, and go. So we've got 30 seconds right here of squats. You have a pace that you're trying to maintain the entire time. Remember, trying to get as low as possible while maintaining good posture. There you go. And you're breathing hard. Good. And you can see the different shapes that are happening here. Both are okay because they're completing the required range of motion that I was looking for. Standing up all the way, good, showing good posture after every rep. And they're going to immediately transition into push-ups. Yeah, look how locked out they are each and every time. Full lockout of the arms, chest and thighs hit the deck for full range of motion. Full healthy range of motion in the shoulders and the chest. Again, John is modifying right over here. Push up on the knees, end up on the toes, coming down onto his chest. Nice work, guys. And we rotate again for the sit-up. Reaching all the way back, utilizing the arms and the throw of the arms to help you gain momentum to move forward. Hey, it's going to be a little easier. Yeah, you won't feel the burn as much, but hey, you get more work done. And that's what we're looking for. Nice work, guys. Good, Blair. Reaching back, reaching up, and forward. Modification today for John, elbows to the thighs. Then you get 30 seconds of rest. Move around, shake it out as much as you can. Getting loose. We're hitting the squats again in 20 seconds. How you feeling?
Great.
Pretty good?
Great.
Awesome. Good. Here we go. 15 seconds. Shaking it out. Shallow your squat out just a bit. 3. And squats. If it's too tough to get all the way down, this modification is fine. He's just shallowing it out, stopping with his hip somewhere higher than his knee. That's fine. Nice work, guys. Breathe it out, squat it out. Blair, you can move a little faster. There you go. Nice, Sarah. Good job, guys. Keep it up. 2, 1, push-ups. Locking those arms out, keeping those fingers as splayed as possible. Chest moves down, your body moves as one piece, right? Good. There's no snaking in the lower back. There might be snaking in the body as a whole, but if it's not putting you in a position like this, you should be good. I hope you're breathing at home. Rotate. We're going to sit-ups. Throwing those arms as much as you can. Finishing those sit-ups. Good pace, Sarah. Nice work, John. You got 10 more seconds on the clock, and then you get 30 seconds to rest. And rest. Shake it out. You can also just lay on your back at this point. That's fine, right? You got 30 seconds. Here we go. Moving around, shake it out. If you guys want to throw in any of that dynamic range of motion that we learned earlier, you can throw that in right now. Maybe some twists for the sit-ups, maybe the invisible hula hoop to open up the hips from all the squatting. But we're going to go back into squats in 3, 2, 1, go. There you go. Nice. Good work. Nice job, guys. Feet stay flat, hips go back, chest stays high. Good. And posture remains throughout, regardless if you're doing the full motion or if you're scaling. And rotate to the push-up. 30 seconds here, guys. Forearm remains vertical, body stays in a line. How long that line is might be scaled down, but that's fine. You can work like Paul here. Very nice. Keep those abs in, Paul. Cool. Keep your chin with your body. Nice. Good, Sarah. Good, John. 3 seconds, guys. Here we go. Move into the sit-ups right after. Sit-ups. Again, using your arms, breathing out at the top, especially when your chest hits your thighs. You're not going to have room to have a full set of lungs anyways. Let it out. Woo! There you go. Keep it up. 10 seconds, guys. Here we go. Then you get your rest. Nice work, John. 3 seconds. And rest. Again, You can lay down on your ground at this point. You can take a sip of water. Don't drink too much. You don't want to belly full while you're trying to do these movements. We have 1 round left. Move around. Here we go. And 3, 2, 1, squat. The lowest you can go as comfortably as possible. Again, if any of these movements are accompanied by pain, stop. Shake it out. Finishing the workout with these guys right now isn't necessarily your goal. It's just to get the ball rolling, the momentum going in learning these movements. But if you're ready, try to match Blair. Try to match Sarah's movements or Paul's. 5 seconds. And push-ups. Here we go. How many push-ups can you do in 30 seconds after doing all those ones beforehand? Nice. Good job. Still breathing. And breathing and exercise, you want to breathe out on the hard part of the exercise. So these guys, it's easy to fall down to the ground, but it's hard to push back up. So that's where you're going to hear a lot of these guys breathing on the push-up. 5 seconds. Here we go. Let's go, Blair. 2, 1. Rotate to the sit-up. Again, the hard part in the exercise here is sitting up. So that's where your breath goes out. That's where your exhale is. Your body will naturally inhale for you. Focus on that exhale. Good. Nice work, guys. Keep it up. We got 10 more seconds. And relax. Three, 2, 1, squat. There you go. Nice. We also want to make sure that the knee is tracking in the direction of the toe here. We don't want the knees to cave in. We don't want the knees to go too far out. Stay in line with your own knee. So what I'm talking about here is don't look like this. Don't look like that. Stay in line with your squat. 2, 1, rotate. We're going to the push-ups. Again, move as much as you can, but if you need to take a break and catch your breath, take a break, right? Good, guys. Remember, you guys, this applies to you as well. If you need to take a break, take a break. Sarah's taking a break right there. Very nice. Movement matters, but listen to your body. Nice, Paul. Bring your abs with you, Paul. 3 seconds, guys. And rotate. We're moving on to the sit-ups here. There you go. Throwing those arms. Good breathing there, Sarah. Very nice, John. We want full functional movements here, and if we're using the sit-up the way we're doing it today, not only will you feel it in the abs, but your hip flexors might get tight too. That's going to happen. 3, 2, 1, and relax. You guys get to rest. Nice work, dude. Good job. Good job, good job, good job. One more round, guys. You're on your way. Here we go. Shake it out, get loose, boxer shuffle, invisible hula hoop. Where are you guys feeling it right now? Push-ups getting you? Squats getting you? All right, here we go. Starting again in 5 seconds. Here we go. Want you to hit this hard. This is your last time through. And squat. 30 seconds of squatting here, right? Take it as hard as you need to, but rest when your body tells you to rest. Making sure that breath stays moving the entire time. You guys see them breathing. Again, using the arms to make sure that you're not losing the back. Each and every rep. Nice work. 3, 2, 1. Rotate. into the push-up, the hardest movement of all. There you go. Lock them out hard. Good. Use the ground as a rest. Why not? The push-up will still suck. Keep doing it. Good. 5 seconds, guys. 2, 1. Rotate to the sit-up. Last time for the sit-ups today. Go as hard as you can. Throw those arms as much as you need to. Breathe out. Get your chest, your shoulders, your belly to touch your thighs. There you go. If you guys need to, dig your heels into the ground. It'll help, right? But so will using your arms. Do it. Finish your motion. Make sure you get your chest onto your thigh each and every rep. 3, 2, 1, and relax. Nice work, guys. So, as soon as you're done with exercise, we need you guys walking around. We need you to shake it out. There's a lot of lactic acid that can build up. We don't want you feeling that way. So, your goal is immediately after the workout, disperse and walk around. You'll feel a little bit better afterwards as well. Soreness might not be there as long because you're moving, right? So you can walk around, you can hit your dynamic range of motion again, especially in those spots you're like, oh, ooh, this gets really tough after push-ups, right? Kicking your leg back gets really tough after some sit-ups and some squats because we're opening up those same areas that you used in your exercise. Nice job today. Yeah. Good work, good work,
Coach.
Good work, and good work. Good work at home. Cool. So now that we're done with our workout, we need to cool down. We need to restore and recover these tissues. We're going to give you some stretches and some mobilization techniques in these videos so that you're not suffering through, I can't put on a jacket or taking a shower sucks, right? We want you to move around, feel good, and know how to recover those tissues that are really tight, really sore, really bothersome. So today we're going to start off with 2 pieces. The first one called the Samson stretch, which should open up the front of the hip, maybe part of the quad, the lats as well. We'll watch these guys here. We'll all take a knee on the right knee. So in this kneeling position here, some of the things that I'm looking for is that the knee is directly over the ankle here. If we talk about posture again, the ear is over the shoulder, is over the rib cage, is over the hip, is over the knee, in the back. The foot can be tucked under or you can be on the top of your foot, whatever you want to do here, right? We obviously want to make sure as well, if you're on like a hard surface, that you put something under your knee for comfort's sake, whether it's a pillow or a pad or a yoga block or what have you, right? From here, these guys are going to interlace their fingers and flip their palms out as much as possible. Kind of like we were talking about with the plank, our goal here is to spread the shoulder blades apart. So they're going to keep their chests where they are, and they're going to reach forward with their hands as much as possible. Shoulder blades come apart. Maybe you're feeling something here, maybe you're not. From here, we're going to reach up and back as much as they can while they keep their abs tight. What we don't want to see is a rib flare forward, right? We're not arching our backs here. We're keeping everything tight in that line. From here, now that they're all set up, we're going to drive the hip forward as much as possible. Cool. Loading up the front foot a little bit more. But now we've tied in this huge piece all the way from the knee, going through the quad, hip, maybe part of the abs, and some of the lats here, reaching up and back with the palms while they're interlaced. We're turning on a lot of the musculature in the upper back, the traps, the rhomboids as well, right? Sometimes you'll need a super friend to come in and force you into those positions, but you're reaching forward with that hip. The hip is going forward as much as possible. We're trying to breathe here as well, trying to relax into the stretch. Every time you take an exhale, you should be able to move maybe even a millimeter forward each and every time that you breathe out. And reach up and back. Don't forget about the hands. Cool. And we'll slowly, slowly, slowly dismount as much as possible. How long should you hold your stretch? I want as long as it's comfortable. If we don't make change, we don't see change, we don't know if there is change. Switch sides. So now They're stepping forward with the right leg. They're on their left knee. From here, interlace the fingers again. Reach forward as much as possible. Spread the shoulder blades apart. Then reach up and back as much as you can. Once you're in a good position here, if you're able to get the arm behind your ear, then you're going to shove the hips forward as much as possible, keeping those abs and those ribs in. Breathing it out, getting relaxed. Relax, relax, relax. Breathe, breathe, breathe. And eventually we'd like you to hit these kind of shapes here, right? If you set yourself up and you get into a position where your knee travels too far forward of your foot, you simply start with a foot further away from you so that the knee stacks directly over the ankle. We'll go for another 10 seconds. Keep breathing. See if you can get a little bit deeper, guys. Then we have one more stretch for you, which we call the crash chest dummy stretch. And slowly dismount. When you can feel feelings, shake it out. Cool. Then we're going to have everyone lay down on their stomachs. You're going to lay down on your stomach on the ground here, or carpet if you're at home. Your arms are going to go out into a T. Your feet stay together. Tops of the feet are on the ground, right? You might not be able to see it right now, but listen to what I'm saying, and it should get a little deeper into the stretch. What we're going to try to do here, we're going to stick the right shoulder into the ground as hard as possible. From here, we're going to take the left hand, place it near the left chest, just like you were doing for the push-up. Now that the arm is locked, the palm is down, you're going to use that hand and the leg to roll over onto that shoulder. What we're doing here is opening up and trying to capture the front of the shoulder, maybe part of the bicep, a lot of the chest. Trying to breathe this out as much as possible. If you want a bigger stretch, like you can see Blair doing over here, she has stepped behind her own leg and let that knee drop. Similar to the sit-up position, except she's letting that open up the groin a little bit more, the adductors on the inside of the legs. Breathing out, trying to get deeper into that stretch each and every time. You do have to stay active here. When we cool down, when we mobilize, it's not relax into the stretch a lot of the times. It's force your way into the stretch. So they're using that planted hand to turn around as much as possible. Right? And see if you can push that hand down a little bit harder, guys. Open up the chest towards me as much as possible. 5 more seconds. And relax. Slowly dismount. Come back to neutral. Laying down on your chest with your arms out in a T. Catch your breath for a moment. You could also, at this point, if you wanted to, come up to your knees, roll the shoulders out, hit that dynamic range of motion that we did earlier. Did it make a change? Awesome. If it didn't, maybe you need to do longer, or maybe this doesn't work for you, right? I'm just trying to put more tools in your toolbox. You keep what you want, throw out what doesn't work. Let's go ahead and switch to the other side, guys. So now we're forcefully trying to push that left shoulder into the ground, taking the right hand near the right chest, pushing up as much as possible to twist out. And as you can see, Paul is able to do a lot more on this side than he did the other side. So the foot is on the other side of the leg. He's trying to turn as much as possible, opening up this chest. Another thing you might be able to do if you need a bigger stretch is instead of putting your arms out in a T when you're laying on the ground, you put your arms in a slight Y, where the hand is higher than the shoulders. This will be able to tie up some of those tissues a little bit more, and you'll get a deeper stretch, right? But for some other people, this is enough. Keep breathing. And it's called the crash chest dummy for obvious reasons. If I had a dummy that I threw out from a roof and it landed on the ground, it might look like this. And breathe. We go another 10 seconds. Try to relax, John. Woosa. 3, 2, and relax. Slowly dismount. Go ahead and stand up, shake it out. And you guys are finished with class 1. Nice work.